The world is older than the names men give it. In a place where spirits crowd a single body and light answers prayer, something stirs that will not be ignored. Far from the courts and the idols, two lights rise almost at once, one warm and healing, the other sharp and disciplined. In the dark heart of abyss, the many voices within him prick and whisper. He feels them both like thorns beneath his skin and decides they must be snuffed out. Abyss sits like a wound in the earth, a vessel crowded with the spirits of Og, fallen Nephilim, the prince, and the dead house lords. Their memories and hungers make him vast and terrible. Their whispers give him reach. Tonight the reach stretches farther than before. He feels a warmth that is not his and a righteousness that is not his, two signatures of light that burn like foreign suns. He snarls and sends his will outward. The house lords answer, beasts and riders gathering, ash paint and black banners. Abyss does not yet know names. He only knows pressure, threat, and the need to act. Two legions form from his rage, one to the west, toward the gentle fields, one to the east, toward the town that serves the god of Adam. He divides his hunger and sets it in motion. Jonathan leaves Beth Aven with the prophet's warning still ringing in his ears. He walks because standing still would mean looking back, and looking back would mean breaking. He carries his family in memory, his wife's hollow eyes, the child he left, the altar he could not tear down. Nights become a slow erosion. Days are a march through towns that worship carved faces and amulets, each shrine a mirror of the town he fled. Time blurs the year, maybe two. He sleeps under trees, eats little, prays in awkward, halting phrases, and prays for guidance. Jonathan hates the truth of it and hates himself for obeying. He imagines returning, storming the town, taking his son, forcing his wife to see. He knows the violence of that image would only breed more ruin. So he keeps walking, a penitent with no altar. In the farmlands, Eliora stands like a mountain of mercy. Children cling to her. Mothers bring their sick, and the village leans on her as if she were the only pillar left. To them she is unshakable. Inside, she is a reed in a storm. Every healing takes a piece of her. Every plea chips at the quiet voice that once guided her. She wanders to the riverbank and presses her forehead to the earth, whispering prayers that tremble with exhaustion. The whisper that once answered her grows faint. The urge to flee swells like a tide. She imagines walking into the mountains and letting the world forget her name. She begs God for strength, for rest, for the people to stop coming. She stays because compassion is a chain she cannot break. She stays because the thought of turning her back on a child in need is worse than any loneliness. The legion rides like a shadow. Corrupted beasts snort and paw the ground. Riders chant Abyss's name under their breath. Scouts speak of a warm wind that pricks their skin, of a presence that watches and waits. They assume the light belongs to the Giantess and sharpen their blades for her fall. They do not know the true source of the pressure until it is too late. Smoke and screams split the morning. The house lords strike at the fields, expecting an easy harvest of fear. Eliora stands between them and the people, knees trembling, hands empty of the strength she once took for granted. The village braces for ruin. Jonathan hears the screams before he sees the smoke. He runs because he cannot bear another cry he did not answer. He rides ragged and furious, a single man against a storm. He fights with a ferocity that is less skill than grief made sharp. He drives the house lords back, not by strategy, but by the raw refusal to lose another home. When the last rider falters, Eliora collapses. Jonathan rushes to her and lifts her as if she were a child. Their hands meet and the world narrows to a single, impossible clarity. It is not magic that binds them. It is recognition. In that touch they see each other fully. The loneliness, the cost, the stubborn, weary faith. The bond does not form. It reveals itself. Like a map unfolding that had always been folded into their bones. An old man walks into the town as if he had only been taking his time. He does not shout or call. He simply goes straight to Eliora. He lifts his staff and speaks a single sentence that lands like a promise. God heard your cries. The staff touches her forehead and crumbles to dust, not broken but spent. Its purpose fulfilled. The dust falls like sacred ash and the exhaustion leaves her as if it had never been hers to keep. Eliora falls to her knees, hands lifted, tears carving clean tracks down her face. She praises God with a voice that is both broken and whole. The villagers fall with her, a chorus of gratitude that rises from the dirt. Jonathan, who has never learned the shape of prayer, bows awkwardly and then simply gives thanks. The prophet watches, a small, tired smile on his face, and then turns to go. Jonathan cannot let him go. He calls after the old man and stumbles to catch up. The prophet stops and turns with a smile that is neither surprise nor judgment, but recognition. He places a hand on Jonathan's shoulder, a steadying weight that feels like forgiveness. "I am proud you followed the path," he says. "I know it was hard to leave your family behind. Continue walking the path. God will provide if you trust in Him." The words are simple and they land like a benediction. Jonathan feels something inside him loosen, a knot he has carried for years. He had thought himself alone in his guilt. He had thought his obedience a sentence. The prophet's hand and his few words make the world larger and kinder than the narrow road he has been walking. The old man turns and walks away, leaving Jonathan trembling in the dust. Seen at last. Eliora rises, healed and radiant, and the village breathes as if it has been given a second life. Jonathan stands beside her, not healed of everything, but steadied by the knowledge that his wandering had not been wasted. The house lords retreat into the dark. Their fear of the light deepened, their purpose sharpened into a hunt. Far away, another legion rides toward a different town, and the war that has been gathering in the shadows begins to unfold. Two children of Og stand together in a field of broken earth in new prayer. Their destinies are no longer separate. They have found in each other an answer that is both mercy and mandate. The prophet's words echo in Jonathan's chest as he looks at the giantess who will not be abandoned, and at the people who will not be left to themselves. He breathes, and for the first time in a long while, he believes that walking the path may be enough.